Special Edition.
India lost 3 brave hearts during an anti-terror operation in Jammu and Kashmir's Anantnag. There is anger and outrage once again over Pak-sponsored terror. And the forces are hot on the trail of Lashkar terrorists who are holed up in the forest area in Kokarnag. Even as the operation continues, there is growing clamour now to boycott cricket with Pakistan. Here are the two sides of the debate. Sample the reactions.
नहीं, मेरा प्रधानमंत्री से ये सवाल है कि पुलवामा हुआ तो प्रधानमंत्री ने गुस्सा दिखाया अपना, उसके बाद तो प्रधानमंत्री ठंडे हो चुके हैं बिल्कुल। आज फिर हम देखते हैं कि कर्नल, मेजर और डीआईएसपी की मौत होती है और हम क्रिकेट मैच खेलेंगे अहमदाबाद में। ये क्या आपकी कौन सी पॉलिसी है? और आतंकवाद का सेंटर अब कश्मीर में जम्मू रहा है। जनवरी में राजौरी में जो लोग मर गए थे दांगी इलाके में, आपने उनको अब तक नहीं पकड़ा। और ये टेररिस्ट हमारे बहादुर सिपाहियों को मारकर जो पाकिस्तान से आते हैं उनको वीडियो बनाते हैं कि देखो हमने ऐसा किया, जिसको साइकॉप्स बोलते हैं। तो ये सरासर आपकी नाकामी है।
बीसीसीआई ने ये बहुत पहले निर्णय ले लिया था कि बायलैटरल मैचेस पाकिस्तान के साथ नहीं खेलेंगे जब तक वो आतंकवाद को बंद नहीं करते, सीमा पार से हमले बंद नहीं करते और घुसपैठ की घटनाओं को अंजाम देना बंद नहीं करते। और ये मुझे लगता है देश की भावनाएं, जो आम जनमानस की भावना है, उसके अनुरूप ही है।
Let's open this up. Major General G.D. Bakshi on the show, needs no introduction. Rajinder Ramanath, former cricketer, will be joining us shortly. Sajid Supariwala, leader of the Shiv Sena, the Uddhav Thackeray faction, and Rizwan Haider is a sports journalist from Pakistan. Now, Rizwan Haider, good evening.
Good evening. Nice to be here.
Let me get to the point. I'm sure you're aware of the terror attack in Kashmir.
Please ask your question.
Have you not heard of the terror attack in Kashmir? That's my question, Mr. Haider.
Actually, I am sports reporter. I know about the sports. So I was told that this show is about the sports.
This is about sports, but we can't have a country playing in India whose favorite sports or national sports is terrorism, Mr. Haider. Plain and simple. Why can't Pakistani cricketers, Mr. Haider, listen, I'm not done yet. Listen to me. Mr. Haider, why can't Pakistani cricketers take a stand against terror? Why can't they tweet, at least in solidarity?
So don't you think it would be better if the Indian cricketers do it first and the BCCI take action, and they should ask Pakistan not to come to Pakistan for the World Cup in India? So they should just hold a press conference and announce that we are not welcoming Pakistan in India.
The BCCI has made it clear that there will be no bilateral series with Pakistan, Mr. Haider. I am only asking you a direct question. Should the cricketers in Pakistan not take a stand?
To establish your point, ask your cricketers, ask BCCI.
Okay, General Saab, South Africa was barred from the Olympics for 32 years. Can India not get Pakistan isolated?
Absolutely. No, we need to. I mean, I as a former military soldier, as a military veteran, have absolutely not the shadow of any doubt that a country which believes in spilling Indian blood day in and day out, a country which is on the verge of economic collapse, economic meltdown, civil war and worse. You know, they have the Pakistani military and the ISI who are hell-bent on trying to, hum to doobenge sanam, tumko bhi le doobenge, we will keep spilling blood in India. The simple fact is that this country has a limit to its tolerance, it has a limit to its patience, and if they insist on, you know, drawing the blood of Indians on Indian soil, there will be costs and consequences across the line of control, across the international border. We had just shown them a trailer in the surgical strike, in the air strike, and then we found for 2 or 3 years they kept quiet. That was the time we had removed Article 370, that defunct and useless article. And all Pakistan could do was make noise, nothing beyond that. But now we find that because they have been given a break of 3-4 years, and then we gave them a ceasefire. You know, we have done our best to try and have peace with Pakistan. Every single Prime Minister of ours has gone out of the way to have talks with Pakistan. You know, starting with our present Prime Minister and going backwards. When he took charge, Mr. Modi, the first thing he did was call all SAARC leaders, including Nawaz Sharif. Then he went to attend his granddaughter's wedding. He's risked his political career to have peace with Pakistan. And what did we get? When Vajpayee tried it, he got a stab in the back in Kargil.
No,
when the present Prime Minister did it, he was stabbed in the back in Pathankot, in Uri, in
will be
Pulwama.
talking on cricket and Asia Cup and the World Cup. In fact, World Cup.
Mr. Heather, 1 minute.
Sir,
Mr.
what
Heather,
I
1
am
minute.
trying to tell you is that
Mr.
with
Heather,
this state of
You
the
haven't
play,
understood the argument
we cannot
of
play with you
General
as
Bakshi.
gentlemen.
I can't blame you because there is nothing for you to understand, even as a country.
No,
now, 1
I
minute. Let's hear
understand.
from the
I
viewers.
understand your
1 minute,
point,
Mr. Heather. Mr. Heather, 1 minute. Rajinder Amarnath now has joined the panel. Mr. Amarnath, good evening, sir. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. I'll just come to you. Let me quickly bring in our viewers who've been holding the line patiently. O.P. Swaminathan, our viewer from Bengaluru, joining us. Sir, good evening.
Pradesh, good evening. If South Africa and Rhodesia can be banned for apartheid, and if Russian players are banned from competing in individual events under the Russian flag, then why this small country like Pakistan, useless country like Pakistan, cannot be banned? And we have got the clout in ICC. We should go to ICC and show the proof that these people are involved in terrorist activities and they should be banned. If you ban them from all sports, including the Olympics,
Right.
then these people will put pressure on the government for them to make sense and come to terms with realities. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Mr. Rajendran now joining us from Bengaluru. Sir, good evening. Mr. Rajendran, you're on Times now. We can hear you, sir. Go ahead. I think there is an issue in that line. Mr. M.D. Rao now joining us from Bengaluru.
Yes.
Sir, good evening.
Good evening, Pranesh. First of all, very quickly, there is a saying in Hindi, "Laaton ke booth haathon se nahi mangte." Better kick them out so nicely that they are not able to raise once again. If it has to be done, I fully agree. I'm also a military veteran. I agree with what General Saab has said. These people have to be taught a lesson, and a lesson very tightly, very nicely, so that nobody can dare do this. How can, first of all, we have to crush them in such a way that it should be a lesson for everyone else. All right?
All right.
I really feel, yes, it has to be done at the earliest.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for connecting, sharing your thoughts. Sandeep now joining us from Delhi. Sir, good evening.
Good evening to all the panelists also. Sir, I think the only game that we should be playing with Pakistan right now is the game of blood. You know, our blood boils when we see these young chaps, they're killed and their children are orphaned. And I don't want to use bad language, but those who support talks with Pakistan, they should be sent to Pakistan. They should be kicked out of this country. They are killing our Jawans and we should talk to them about cricket. Yes, there are some complexities because of which we have to participate in the international tournaments, but we should not.
I understand your sentiment completely, Sandeep. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. Captain V.K. Singh now joining us from Jabalpur. Captain Saab, good evening.
Good evening, Shriman. I am Captain A.K. Singh. Are you able to hear me?
Sorry, sir. Sorry, you got your name wrong. Captain Singh, go ahead.
This is to the General, sir. Sir, I just wanted to know, in this vegetation, they take advantage to hide. Can we not use napalm for en masse bombing of the entire valley so that once and for all the fear goes away and they get scared? Napalm bomb cannot not be used, sir. This is for the General, sir.
General Bakshi, would you like to quickly answer that?
No. Certainly, we should use every conceivable weapon that we have, and we should, within the limits of collateral damage to civilians, that we must avoid. But
Right.
my point is, why should we confine our operations to our own side of the line of control? Why can't we hit across to raise costs and consequences for Pakistan? Why should we be confined to consequence management and reaction onto own side of
Right.
the line of control every time something happens? We should
Okay.
be able to cross the line of control, hit
And hit
make
them hard there,
Pakistan pay
in
a
their
price,
home.
make
General
them
Saab,
bleed.
Absolutely. We'll have to take a short Pakistan. Mr. Rizwan Haider, sports journalist from Pakistan, also on the show. But Rajinder Ramanath, I want to know your view. You've heard a lot of people, also our viewers. What is your take, sir?
Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata ki jai.
Vande Mataram, sir.
Now, first thing I've been hearing the gentleman from across the border when he says the BCCI should take a call of not calling the Pakistan team to India. Time is not too far when BCCI will do that. So let's be assured about that part. Now, coming to the things which have happened in Jammu and Kashmir, it has really shocked all of us. And I'm sure sports and bullets will not go long. Time has come to draw a line, and I'm sure the government of India will take a call very soon. We have stopped playing the bilateral series, and time is not too far when we will boycott Pakistan on every platform of international sports. I personally appeal to the Indian cricket team playing in Sri Lanka that they should stand by our soldiers, wear a black band when they play the finals of Asia Cup to show the support to the brave hearts. As far as World Cup is concerned, I think government of India will be thinking very seriously about it, whether to invite Pakistan at this stage or not.
Right.
But most of the people in India would be hoping that Pakistan team does not come to India.
Let's hear from the people what they think. Mr. Karak now joining us from Kolkata. Sir, good evening. You're on Times now. Please go ahead.
Actually, I want to say that it is very unfortunate for the country that in the hour of crisis, the opposition parties are not working with the government. On the contrary, they are criticizing the government on the national issue, very serious national issue. It is decriable, totally decriable. I decry this
Right.
opposition position not to be with the government side.
Right. Thank you, sir. Mr. Supariwala, I'll put that to you, but we'll have to take a short break. Before that, quickly, Ravinder Raina joining us from Delhi. Mr. Raina, your thoughts?
Om Namah Shivaya. I want that Pakistan should not get a visa. They should not be allowed to enter India. That is dangerous thing.
Okay. There.
First of all, I would like to tell you that I'm very clear about this, that our country, security and honor, we are worried about our country's security and honor. We are not worried about bilateral ties anymore with Pakistan. Because our country is not something that it is not a joke that you kill our soldiers and just go away and we will just play cricket with you. We are not going to play cricket with you or any type of games. We will just be very strict, and security is very of our great concern. We are not here to play cricket with Pakistan at all because you are killing our soldiers. Your people are coming and killing our soldiers, and we will just play cricket with you. What kind of bilateral ties do you expect us from? What do you expect?
Why we are going to
think
play with Pakistan on 14th of October? Why you guys don't you go all of you and held a protest against outside the
We don't have to
BCCI?
protest, Mr. Haider. 1 minute. We are not Pakistan. Look, we are a country with everything in place, so we don't have to protest. It just take probably a couple of phone calls. Oh, 1 minute, Mr. Haider, 1 minute. It will only tell you if it comes to that, like General Saab said, that we must completely isolate Pakistan and hit them where it hurts the most. It'll only take a few calls from the BCCI top bosses to tell the ICC to isolate Pakistan, and then all of you can play your domestic leagues. That is what you deserve. So you will have teams like the Al-Qaeda, the TTP can join in and call it whatever you want to. And Hafiz Saeed can be the brand ambassador of that cricket league, Mr. Haider. I thank all of you for joining us on debate number 2 on Times Now.